Good morning, Year 7. Today we are going to be making rock buns, okay? It won't take too long to put the mixture together. On the board we have our learning objectives. You, in your own time, please have a look at them. I'll go through them really quickly. So we've got understanding ingredients, we've got ingredient functions, measuring techniques, mixing methods, texture and consistency, we've got shaping techniques and baking processes, okay? Right, firstly what we're going to do is we are going to put 200 grams of self-raising flour into our large bowl. Now, if we do not have self-raising flour, we can use plain flour but adding baking powder in. This can go straight into the sink, okay? Okay, in here I'm going to put real butter, okay? Try not to use a margarine pack because real butter is always better for this ingredient. It's a little bit harder, okay? I'm going to put 100 grams of that in, straight into the sink. Okay, now this method is called the rubbing in method, okay? And it's a skill that you'll be learning. It's called a rubbing in method. Can we all say that? Rubbing in. Excellent, beautiful. Okay, so it is a little bit hard to break up, but that's fine. So we break it up in small pieces and we make it into a consistency of breadcrumbs, okay? So we're writing a step-by-step guide of how to make this. Okay, so breaking up the butter, taking the flour from underneath, taking it to the top of the bowl and then dropping it, okay? As you can see, I'm not going in like that, I'm going in like this, okay? To the flour, breaking it up, just with my fingertips. Not my whole hand, I'm using my fingertips, okay? This may take a little while because the butter is a little bit cold. If it was softer, it wouldn't take as long, but realistically, you really, really want to use cold butter for this part, okay? Because it gives it that nice texture that we want for rock buns. Okay, breaking that up, softening it up with my hands because my hands are going to be warm naturally when we're using them, okay? There we go. We have to make sure our hands are clean when we're doing this part, okay? So we've scrubbed our hands, we've made sure our nails are clean, we're not getting any, we're not getting any foreign bodies into our food, okay? Brilliant. As you can see, the consistency has changed. It looks like breadcrumbs now. Now this, if you're making apple crumble, if you were making a rhubarb crumble, you can use this to put on top, okay? As a topping. Okay, there we go. That's ready. Making sure I'm keeping my hands in the bowl to not make a mess everywhere, okay? There's more for me to clean up than otherwise. You're not gonna have too much on your hands because you're just using your fingertips. My caster sugar, 100 grams of caster sugar goes in there. I'm gonna use this bowl again in a moment, so I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna put 50 grams of raisins, and you have to use raisins, okay? There's no alternatives to this one. If you like grapes, you like raisins. I'm going to be adding one more extra flavouring here, which is coconut, dried coconut, desiccated coconut. Placing that here, taking all of that out of the bowl. Okay, now, just giving it a quick mix with my hands, breaking any more large parts of butter if I have them. Mixing all my ingredients together. As you can see, I'm not using my hands like this. I'm using my hands like this, okay? Mixing that all in nicely. Beautiful. And what the butter will do is it'll melt when it's cooking. So you get beautiful taste of nice creamy butter, all right? Okay, my egg, time for the egg. Moving my bowl to the side, taking the bowl that I had used for my sugar, or any bowl that you had. I don't want to use too much equipment because there's more washing up for me, which I don't really want to do, okay? Crack my egg. Okay, there we go. Straight into my bowl. Now this will go straight into the dustbin. And with my fork, I'll give that a quick whisk. Now, at this point, I'm adding air into my egg, okay, and I'm mixing it up. So it makes my product nice and light and fluffy as well. Even though it's called rock buns, we still want to have a nice consistency, okay? Not too hard for us. My hands are a little bit messy, so I'm just going to wash them quickly. Okay. So obviously I was going to touch the milk carton. Now I don't want to make sure, I want to make sure that I'm not getting cross-contamination everywhere, okay? So I thought I'd go wash my hands quickly. 1 tablespoon of milk. Okay, this is measured tablespoon here I've got. Put that over here. Put that on the side here because I don't need that anymore. Whisking that together. Now, bringing my bowl closer. Okay. With my fork, I'm going to create a well in the middle, and I'm going to put some of my wet mixture in with my dry mixture, okay? And covering it with my dry mixture, turning my bowl at the same time, all right? Binding this together. Now, that is the ones I've made earlier, so I will show you at the end of this, hopefully. I'm going to turn them around quickly. I won't show you just yet. Okay. A few more minutes. Okay. Going back to my task, putting some more liquid in there, okay? Mixing it together. Making sure I'm getting all of those ingredients, even from the bottom, okay? You're always better using less liquid than more liquid first, okay? Because you may not need to use all of it, depending on how much ingredients in here. Maybe you made a mistake sometimes, okay? Because I have added coconut to this, this is going to make my mixture a tiny bit more drier. Not a problem, but I just need to make sure I'm going to be using all of my wet ingredients, okay? Okay, here we go. Now, it looks quite dry at the moment from the look, okay? What I will be doing is showing you in a moment how we check that. So, with my hand, taking off all those ingredients with the fork, using my hand, but I'm going to use it like this, like a claw, okay? I'm just going to bind this all together, and you will see that this mixture is actually quite sticky. Okay? Just combining it because I want to be able to make them look like rocks on my tray. Here we go. Just combining it very gently. Okay. Now, beautiful. Okay, now it's time, my mixture is ready. Now it's time to grease my tray, okay? Taking my brush from the utensils tray, okay? A small amount. As you can see, I took a lot of that oil out, okay? Because I'm not greasing, I'm not frying on here. I'm just basting this to make sure it doesn't stick, okay? Covering it over here. As you can see, it's a really thin layer. All right? It's a really, really thin layer. Excellent. Putting this over here. I'm gonna have to clean that lid because I touched it and I had egg in my hand, okay? I'm thinking about all the things, okay, that could go wrong here. Because if somebody touches that again, who is not using egg, you could cross-contaminate, okay? So, placing one there, taking a small amount, making sure they're all very equal amounts. The reason being is because we want them to cook equally, okay? And also presentation. Presentation is always nice to have. If something looks appealing, you want to eat it more. So if you're going to take these home and give them to your family, you want to show off your skills a little bit, okay? Taking all that ingredients, the dry one at the bottom, you're picking it up from the bowl. They're a bit small at the moment, that's fine, but we can always add to them to make them look the same size, okay? Or we can take away at this point. Nearly done. Okay, I think that maybe this one can do with moving some over. Okay, and these ones are a bit heavier. So I'm gonna move that over. Nearly done here. Okay, right, now they are all equal portions, okay? Wash my hands really quickly. Okay, now for some decoration purposes, I will be using, sorry, I'm tidying up as I go along, health and safety always. Popping this into the sink. Taking some glacé cherries, okay? And I'm gonna pop them in the middle and press them down a little bit. Take one, you break it in half. You can do this with your hands because they're quite soft, okay? And pop them on top. Because when they bake, you want them to look pretty. You want them to look delightful, okay? Pressing it down. So we use shaping techniques at this point as well, okay? And these were one of our learning objectives today, which are on the board. There we go. Excellent. They look gorgeous and ready to go into the oven. So I'll put them in the oven in a moment, but what I'm going to do firstly is I'm going to take a heat-proof mat, put that here with my tea towel, open my oven because the other ones are ready, and this is how they should look, okay? Beautiful golden brown. As you can see, they've expanded a little bit because they are made out of self-raising flour. All right? Perfect timing. It takes 15 to 20 minutes in the oven. If you want them a little bit darker, that's fine. Leave it for a couple more minutes. But I think this is just perfect, okay? So, and then they're ready for you to enjoy. Thank you so much for watching.